Hey everyone, and welcome back. Ready to dive in again. Today, we're going deep on something you might not hear about every day.
Yeah.
Barite. Now, if you've had a chance to look over the source material, you'll know that it's called the workhorse of the oil and gas industry.
Absolutely.
But why is that? What is it about this simple mineral that makes it so important?
Well, the interesting thing about barite is that it's incredibly dense.
Yeah.
It's over 4 times denser than water. And that density is what makes it so valuable in the drilling process.
I can see how that would come in handy in a field like oil and gas.
Exactly.
But hold on a sec. I need to back up for a minute.
Sure.
We've talked about barite being crucial for something called drilling mud.
Right.
But I'm not really clear on what that is or why it's so important.
Okay, so drilling mud is kind of what it sounds like. It's a special fluid that's used in the drilling process.
Okay.
And it does a whole bunch of things.
I see.
It lubricates the drill bit, it carries cuttings up to the surface, and most importantly, it helps to control the pressure downhole.
Pressure? Like how?
Well, as you drill deeper and deeper into the earth,
Right.
the pressure from the surrounding rock and fluids can become immense.
I know.
We're talking thousands of pounds per square inch.
So how do they deal with that?
Well, that's where barite comes in.
Oh.
By adding barite to the drilling mud, you can increase its density.
Okay.
And that extra weight creates something called hydrostatic pressure, which helps to counteract the pressure from the formation.
So it's like a balancing act.
Exactly.
Keep things nice and stable.
Yeah, you don't want too much pressure from the well,
Right.
or you risk a blowout.
Oh, that sounds bad.
It is. A blowout is when the pressure from the well overcomes the pressure from the drilling mud.
And then what happens?
Basically, you get an uncontrolled release of oil and gas.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's a dangerous situation that can cause serious damage to the environment and even loss of life.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, so barite plays a crucial role in keeping drilling operations safe and under control.
Okay, so barite is like a safety feature.
Absolutely.
But, wouldn't using something so dense make the drilling process harder?
Well,
Like, wouldn't it slow things down and make it more expensive?
that's a good question.
Yeah.
And it's true that there is a trade-off, but the cost of a blowout, in terms of safety, environmental damage, and lost production, far outweighs any added expense from using barite.
Right. So
Oh.
it's worth it in the long run.
Exactly.
And plus, didn't the source material say something about them always looking for ways to make the mud better?
Oh, yeah, there's a ton of research and development going on in the field of drilling fluids
They do what?
to optimize their properties like density and viscosity.
Viscosity?
Oh, sorry. Viscosity is just a fancy way of saying how thick or thin a fluid is.
Oh,
Like honey has high viscosity and water has low viscosity.
I got it.
And getting the right viscosity for your drilling mud is really important.
Why is that?
Well, if the mud is too thick,
Yeah.
it can slow down the drilling process.
Makes sense.
But if it's too thin, it might not be able to carry the cuttings to the surface properly.
Oh, interesting.
So it's all about finding the right balance.
Wow, so there's a lot more to this than I realized.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating stuff.
It is. And this whole conversation about drilling mud is making me picture those massive tanks you see at drilling sites.
Right.
Like those are full of this carefully balanced barite mixture.
Exactly. They mix up huge batches of drilling mud at the site.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But okay, I have one more question.
Okay.
We've talked about how barite helps control pressure from below.
Right.
But what about the well bore itself?
Ah, good point.
Like, isn't there a risk of the well collapsing in on itself?
Absolutely, especially when you're drilling through unstable formations like shale.
Okay, so how do they prevent that?
Well, as the drilling mud circulates in the wellbore,
Right.
some of it filters into the surrounding rock.
Okay.
And the barite particles in the mud form a thin but strong layer of cake on the wellbore wall.
So it's like a support system.
Exactly. This cake helps to stabilize the wellbore and prevent it from collapsing.
Wow. Barite is like a multitasking superhero.
Uh-huh. You could say that.
Controls pressure, stabilizes the wellbore, and even helps to lubricate the drill bit.
It's a pretty amazing mineral.
It really is. You know, before we started this deep dive, I had no idea how important barite was to the oil and gas industry.
Yeah, it's one of those things that most people don't think about, but it's absolutely essential.
And this whole conversation about barite's role in stabilizing the wellbore got me thinking.
About...
Well, we talked about how important it is to prevent blowouts
Right.
and how that can save lives and protect the environment.
Yep.
But keeping the wellbore stable also helps to make the drilling process more efficient, right?
Definitely. If the wellbore is unstable,
Right.
it can cause all sorts of problems.
Like what?
Well, the drill bit can get stuck.
Oh, that does sound good.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It can delay the drilling process and add a lot of expense.
I bet.
And in some cases, it can even make it impossible to continue drilling.
Oh, wow. So Barite is not just about safety. It's also about making the whole drilling process smoother and more efficient,
Exactly.
which I guess in the end also helps to protect the environment.
Yep. If you can drill a well more efficiently,
Yeah.
you're using less energy and resources.
That's a great point.
And that's better for everyone.
So Barite is like a win-win all around. It keeps drilling operations safe, protects the environment, and helps to keep costs down.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
This is amazing. I never thought I'd get so excited about a mineral.
It happens.
But seriously, this has been a really eye-opening deep dive.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
So we've learned a lot about barite and its crucial role in the oil and gas industry.
Yeah, it's a real hidden hero.
It is, but now I'm curious. We've talked about how barite is used in drilling mud,
Right.
but with its density and stability, where else could this mineral be useful?
Oh, that's a good question.
Like, could it be used in construction? As a radiation shield?
Interesting.
Or maybe even in something totally unexpected like art or medicine?
I don't know, but I bet there are all sorts of creative applications out there just waiting to be discovered.
That's what I'm thinking. Barite might seem like just a simple rock,
Yeah.
but who knows what amazing things we could do with it in the future.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
That's right. But hey, that's the beauty of deep dives like this.
What is?
They open our minds to new possibilities.
Exactly.
And they remind us that even the most ordinary things can be extraordinary.
Well said.
So that's it for our deep dive into the world of Barite.
Until next time.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking questions.
And we'll see you on the next deep dive.
Bye, everyone.
See ya.